Welcome back to Chewing the Fat, thanks to our friends at Sportingbet and Victorian Stallions TV. We now have a look at Rose Hill, where the track is a good 3 and the rail is out 4 metres. The highlight on the card is the Group 1 George Main Stakes over 1,500 metres. Andre, have you found the winner for us?
I'd suggest that Sincero is going to be very, very hard to beat. Carried a massive weight the other day, ran record time, progressive horse. A lot of these horses have been around, seen better days. Probably the interesting runner is Sacred Choice, but essentially probably a little bit better. Her ratings are on Rain Affected Game, but Sincero looks the horse going places at this stage out of the race.
And Andre, you mentioned Sincero. He is the $2.25 favourite with Sportingbet Australia, ahead of I Love This City at $5. Sacred Choice you mentioned there before. It's a $7 chance. Earlier in the week at Randwick, we caught up with I Love This City, the second favourites trainer, Graham Begg. Big day of racing here at Saturday. Firstly, I Love This City. What were your thoughts on his run on the CO Marks last week?
Yeah, I guess on face value it looked a little disappointing, but I felt the race probably wasn't really run to suit him. It was a very stop-start affair, and he got a couple of bits of interference during the race, and sort of the leaders skipped away in that slowly run race, and then sort of they're very hard to pick up. He only got beaten 2.4 lengths, so there was a little bit of merit there,
How's he come through it?
Very well. He backs up this Saturday in the George Main, and we're very happy with him.
Sounding quite confident there, Graham Begg, and that's more than enough for me to stick with I Love This City, although he does owe me a little bit after last start. Edward, you're disagreeing.
Yeah, sticking with Sincero. I think that was a terrific win last time, Nick. If you win a Stradbroke as a 3-year-old, I think you might be something special.
Well, Natalie's also with me on I Love This City, so it's good to see the good judges sticking together. We now head to race 7 now, which is the Group 2 Yellowglen Shorts over 1,200 metres. Andre, do you have a fancy here?
I'd be thinking the favourites' decision times in a rare vein of form, keeps running incredibly fast times, carries weight, tenacious over the last 100 metres. I think he's horse to beat. Love Conquers All, Group 1 performer, place horse, trialled well, probably the interesting conundrum.
Well, Andre, you mentioned decision time, and with Sportingbet Australia, he has come up with $3.30 favourite, ahead of Love Conquers All at $4, then Winter King at $5, $9 for Skytrain. Who are you going for here, Nick?
I'm sticking with decision time. There's no form like winning form and gunning for 5 straight wins. What about yourself, Edward?
Gone for Love Conquers All. Hopefully he can be the bride instead of the bridesmaid this time.
That'd be the omen bet for you after the chain of events during the week, wouldn't it?
I have to restrain myself from slapping you here, Nick. I thought what is said off air stays off air. But look, I think his form in all the good races in Brisbane and Sydney last couple of campaigns has been really good. We caught up with his trainer, Wayne Hawkes. Saturday in the shorts, Love Conquers All.
Yeah, he's back. He's Mr. Consistent, Mr. I Run Second and everything. I think he had about 4 Group 1 seconds in the autumn, and I suppose it's better than having four Group 1 thirds, but it'd be nice for him to win a nice race. He's got good form, and it's not a bad race, that race. It's for a race, of what it is in Sydney, it's quite a strong race.
Race 3 in Sydney is the Group 3 McGrath-Gloaming Stakes over 1,800 metres. Andre, what did you make of this race?
So this is pretty much a match and 2. I thought Sangster was very, very impressive in Sydney the other day. Look, he got beaten, but he was on pace, or he stuck on. Best of the others. Darcy Big Good came out at Newcastle, won the Spring Stakes. He ran good time. The interesting runner is Strike the Stars, running against the older horses last start. Part-time for Sangster was quicker than the Wait for Age race. I'll lean towards Sangster. He's a progressive horse, and he's got a bit of a pedigree to run the trip as well.
So a bit of value from Andre there. Sangster's the second elect at $5.50 with Sportingbet. Strike the Stars is at $2 for Hugh Bowman and Anthony Cummings. Anthony caught up with us at Chewing the Fat earlier in the week.
Very pleased with him. His run at the Wait for Age race was excellent. The inside on the day didn't seem to be the place to be, and yet having drawn one, that was where we were stuck. So to run third at that level was excellent. Goes into this race in very good shape.
Happy with the way he came through that last start?
Yeah, very pleased, and a strong gallop here yesterday. So he's in the right form and the right level of fitness and experience to go in there and be hard to beat.
Well, Natalie has also tipped Sangster there to follow Andre in, but Edward and I, after a little altercation, are sticking fat again and going with the favourite, Strike the Stars.
We're buddies again, Nick.
So there it is, all the racing from Sydney tomorrow, which should be a great day. A special thanks to Andre Kassay for joining us on the studio. Thank you, Andre.
Nice to come in.
Hope we can find a winner. And Andre, before you leave us, have you found one for the weekend outside the races we've previewed?
Look, I think at the price that's been quoted earlier in the week, like Anna Barr's Legacy, went forward the other day. They ran terrific speed up early in the race. It was the horse that stuck on. The others that diced with it up front, they basically dropped off. Format of the race has been fantastic through Pinker, Lady Lynette and Parables and Midsummer Music. It's great form from Barrier 5. Glenn Boss is going to get a beautiful run. High speed race, but in Caulfield, one little dogleg bend. I think the horse is particularly suited there at Caulfield, and $15 odd. Probably be worth the people allowed to bet to have something on.
Outstanding. That might be the get-out stakes for the punters. Well, our man Edward Sadler's been very busy this week and has been around the traps in Melbourne and Sydney.
Yep, exactly there, Nick. Ranwick, Caulfield and Flemington from this week, where we caught up with several leading trainers and jockeys to discuss their main chances for the weekend. And the 1,000 Guineas Prelude, 1,400 the Trip, Halliwell Bell and Metonymy, both coming off, came off in the McNeil and the other in the Danehill.
Yeah, well, Metonymy was probably too close in the McNeil, but only beaten a couple of lengths by the Colts. She'll be ridden a little bit quieter at the 1,400 on Saturday, which I think's a better pattern. Halliwell Bell's coming off a very good run, second to Sepoy up the straight the other day, and she's in good form and has always sort of, both fillies have competed at the best level their whole careers and head into this race in good form, so I'm very happy with both of them.
Robert, first of all, on the 1,000 Guineas Prelude, Machine, how'd she come through the run on the Danehill and what did you think of the run?
She's come through both runs this time in good fashion. I thought her run there was okay, quite okay. Danny Nicklick said her best part of the race was the last 100 metres, which going forward is the way you'd like it to be. Clearly those runs have been designed to bring her forward heading towards 1,000 guineas, but I think Saturday she needs to stand up. Filly's only 1,400. She needs to run really well and I think she can.
This is the first time she's raced beyond 1,200 metres. How do you think she'll handle the extra distance?
Look, you're never quite sure. I think she'll be fine. I think looking at her pedigree, looking at her, I think she'll get past this distance. She might even get to 2,000 metres, hopefully, but certainly think she'll be okay at the 1,400 going forward.
Costly Commitment, another one from the McPrice Yard.
Yeah, he's on the quick backup. He ran at Moonee Valley the other day and he's on his way to the Derby, so the backup shouldn't worry him. The extra journey's a plus for him and doesn't look an overly hard race, so I expect him to be hard to beat.
Also got Rightfully Yours running as well as Test My Patience on Saturday.
Both in the 1,400. That kid D Stackhouse rode Rightfully Yours beautiful the other day, 2 weeks ago. Look, he was there to win. Pinnacles jumped out at him at the last minute, but he's good, Rightfully Yours. I know he's 7 and he's been around a little bit, but he's in beautiful order and the race will suit him. You've got the up-and-coming horse, Testing My Patience, which, they might run 1-2 maybe, they're both nice horses. Testing My Patience is going really well, so expect good showing from both of them.
And finally, Craig and the Hound Double Annie, what did you think of her run at Flemington last time?
I thought she ran really good. She's a horse that she needs a drag into the race, and the other day down the straight she never got that. She drew in and just was always facing the breeze, and she was beaten less than 2 lengths, so her run was really good. She's trained on super since. She got really good here Tuesday morning, and look, I think she'll be very hard to beat.
You ride Sister Madly in the Hound now, and you've ridden her in a couple of her trials. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, she's coming along really well. I'm excited about riding her. She's a lovely filly and seems to have settled into John Sadler's team really well, so expect a nice run from her.
In the Hound now, Lone Rock, that was a super win last time.
Yeah, she was going well into that race and we expected her to run well. However, thought the depth of the race might have tested her and she's clearly gone above our expectations, but she's continued on, really happy with her and probably well suited on Saturday with the set weight and penalty conditions of the race, so pretty happy with her going into it.
In the Naturalism, which looks like a really good race on Saturday, Dream Peddler for you.
Yeah, look, he's on his way hopefully to a cup start. If he wins this, he'll go there, but look, he's been racing in unsuitable distances and not being beaten too far, so the step up definitely suits him. He's a genuine stayer. he's very tough, he's very dour, and I'm sure he'll run good.
Once were wild, you rode her in the Maccabi Diva and she lines up here in the naturalism.
She does. I thought she ran quite well there. I think she'll take nice improvement from that run. I galloped her this morning. She's worked well. So out to 2,000 metres, we should see an improved effort. And I think as she gets out even further, up to 1.5 miles, will be even more suitable.
And Black and Bent, what have you done with him since the Grand National?
He had a bit of a freshen up. He went to Peter Morgan's for a bit over a week, where he's in the water walker of a morning, the paddock of a day, and he's just come back and had a pretty light workload since going into this. So we're trying to freshen him up, thinking maybe less is better with him. So he hasn't been tested at all. Not quite sure how. We'll know on Saturday how well that's worked, but again, he's looking for a longer race than Saturday to see whether we progress on into the spring.
Lights of Heaven in the Underwood Stakes. What did you think of her run on the Maccabi Diva?
Oh, listen, I think she was there to win and peaked on a run. Probably my fault a little bit condition-wise, but she's trained on nicely. I'll put blinkers on her on Saturday, which I've always intended to do. It's not a panic situation, but she uses a Beal and always felt she'd go better in the hood. So out to 1,800, a bit fitter. She's not there yet, but I would expect her to be a bit more competitive and then look forward to getting out to 2,000, putting possibly the Turnbull the following run.
And the Underwood, the main race here on Saturday, Brazilian Pole, she hasn't found the same form that saw her be a star fairly last time out.
No, she hasn't. She was really good as a 3-year-old and just taking on the older horses. The first up run was good without being overly excitable, and then the other day she got smashed at Flemington and just Michael sat up on her, and the margin was probably a little bit unfair, but I mean, if she can recapture some of her 3-year-old form, I'd expect her to be somewhere there, but she's got to do that.
In the Underwood, the main race here on Saturday, Heart of Dreams, how did he come through the run on the Memsey?
Come through fantastic, yeah. He's in good condition and lovely sound, tough horse. Worked on the course proper here this morning. Been pulling a little bit, but that doesn't. He can do that, and then he's sort of quite relaxed on race day, funnily enough. But he worked good. Happy with him, and looks a nice race for him.
Main ride for you is in the Underwood, Heart of Dreams. You rode him here last time. What are your thoughts with him?
Yeah, look, the 1800 is an ideal trip for him, I think, going up to this track. Especially on his home track, 1800. He's proven there winner of the Underwood before and the St George in the autumn. So, yeah, look, we expect him to run really well.
Shared reflections in the T Rose. She's first up, but she has had a barrier trial.
She'll go close to winning this race. Very forward. She's been in training for a long time, but it hasn't quite pleased me. But she's delighted me the last week or so, and she'll really run a good race.
James, just the one from the back coming stable here on Saturday, Shutrap. What can you tell us about him?
Look, she's still a maiden running in the T Rose there. We think she's up to it, and on her work, we expect her to run very well.
Thank God you're here. Runs in the Bill Ritchie handicap at Rose Hill on Saturday. Most recently ran third behind Sincero at Warwick Farm. How did he come through the run?
Yeah, no, he's come through quite well. Probably since his Brisbane campaign, he's probably pulling up a lot better after his races, so all going well. He'll get there Saturday.
Brendan and George Main here on Saturday, big day of racing. I love this city. What did you make of his run last time?
Yeah, I thought he ran okay, Ed. He's a horse who always seems to improve, after his first couple of runs, and I think he gets the blinkers there on this Saturday, and up to 1,500 should suit. So I thought he ran okay the other day. He got buffeted around a little bit, and he wasn't beaten too far, but I'm expecting him to run well on Saturday. 1,000 guineas per year. You've got Nearing, who's coming off a pretty good performance at Moonee Valley last time.
Yeah, look, she's a very promising filly. She come through that run really good. She's a month between runs. She had a trial in between at Cranbourne and just went through her gears there nice. And, she's going into Saturday in good shape.
Best from your stable for the weekend, Anthony?
So Strike the Stars.
I think Shared Reflection.
Pain in the Glass.